We're recording and it's Sunday morning. I'm on page, I believe we're still on page 5, which is a good thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, still page 5. Of course, you know that because it's probably in the title at this point. I'm in the mid panel, the big panel, and what's going on? What's going on? I got the postman here. He's making a delivery. So I've already done a lot of the inking. Let me see what the pencils look like. Oh, well, there's nothing there anyways. I had some ideas for something to go into the foreground here, but there's nothing there. Like if I were to go back and look at the house that I'd done in the previous page, there's nothing to really sit in front of the foreground here, which that's a bit unfortunate, but I guess that's life. Well, I guess I can. If I was smarter, I might have made the cauldron. Suddenly reposition the cauldron to be in the foreground more. But I think that's okay. Our standard is to tell the story, and I think we're doing okay here. Balin's embarrassed because he's got the cauldron dumped over him. I had the dog looking off in this other direction for a reason. So we're suggesting that Alcabetz is actually already aware, but only the dog notices. Maybe he's there astrally or something. I want to use my stipple. Where is it? Stipple Studio. Okay. Let's get to this panel, this other panel. And we have more of our Mr. Speedy Delivery, Mr. Riggins. That's Rusty Nib. He's supposed to be a finch. And they have this kind of rounded triangle beak. Man, I'm looking at the hat. I want to make the hat right. I definitely feel like I'm getting somewhere with these characters. The thought that keeps going through my mind as I'm drawing them is to simplify, simplify, simplify. You know, once again, the Roy Crane, Buzz Sawyer advice. Let me do this again. I'm trying to create his eye line that he's looking down at the... If I do this right, he'll be looking down at the package that he's holding. Like, isn't this the weirdest thing? There it is. Okay. You do that by squashing the ovals. And he's got a, oh, I've kind of screwed up. He's got this sort of, I would call this like an Italian cape. It goes over one side. Very stylish cape there. And since we're zoomed in more, we can actually go a little bit more detail on the badge, for example. My one problem is I don't really know what symbol I'd put on the badge. Maybe it's just an envelope. Something like that. I got the Carl Barks feather fingers. There's our package. It's folded and wrapped in brown paper here. Maybe there's a let me make my eraser small. We're going to halo out the lettering a little bit so that nobody's confused who this is to. The letter is delivered mysteriously. Or it's unclear who sent it at first. But alphabets will figure it out pretty quickly. Or maybe. We actually don't know. Alright, so a little bit of his belt. All right, let's pull the pencils off and think about it. And look over tangents or anything that's confusing about it. Like that back here. That's a little bit confusing. I think I can. This area is confusing. Okay. I still have to do tones too. Well, I'm feeling like we're probably going to get done with this page today, if not in the next 20 minutes. It's there's not much left to it. Let's go ahead and put my speech bubbles is in there. Hang on, I'm going to use them off of the recent menu, technical pen. I'm still using the panel border for constructing my speech bubbles. Oops. That's all right. Hang on. There we go. There are, certain programs that have a built-in speech bubble maker, but what you get out of that when you do them, usually it's just an oval, and it's a perfect oval. And it isn't the right shape, really, for what you want to do. My philosophy is to stack the things, but you get them more or less square, maybe even a little bit of a diamond. See how that's kind of shaped like a circle? And then you try and get that in there. Okay, so what do we do about this? We're breaking aside the panel border. Normally I'm 100% against that. But we have a nice wide margin here. It won't hurt. And we're gonna just do I'm gonna do some zip tone behind him, like maybe even a zip tone halo kind of effect. I don't think they will right. Brush. Let's do this again. If you look at it, I just really like the way this fountain anchor goes. Look at the nice taper it gets. If we reuse these C shapes throughout the design of the character, it'll tie the design together. I'm hoping I have him in the right size. I've got Balin giving me the old elbow here. Saying nothing doing, pal. I was thinking about doing some world building here and have him imply you already failed out of magic. Because Perseus's relative that was in the Retrievers is going to be some kind of magic user. But I think Perseus is going to be an orphan. Or we think he's an orphan at least. Well, he's a nephew, so I don't know. To think of it. And Perseus's relative is a battle mage. Okay, now to keep this on model. Sleeves. Chainmail sleeves. Okay. And then there's the belt. This little outfit kind of splits down the middle. I don't know if I have enough room to put his other arm up here. I think what I might have to do is take Balin and push him off to the side a little bit. This is where it gets kind of difficult with cartooning, is if you want to have the two characters interact. You know, you can draw the one character, and then you get to the point where you want to he's supposed to be a bit taller, too. There's nothing doing. Okay. If I do that, maybe I can make this squatter here. Okay. Looking at this, that's a good chance I'm going to have to redraw this panel so I can get everything in. Whoops. Get back to Inky. Oh, he all got drawn on the bubbles layer. Okay, let's fix that. If we on the bubbles layer, on the bubble, And we've converted it back down. Okay. There he is. He's on the right layer now. I don't know. It's kind of better to have his finger up like that, but maybe I'll just put him with his arm down. It's going to be less complicated if I put his arm down. And I'll remember this arm is going to get hidden behind Balin. All right, just go to pencils. I'm going to just erase this hand. Okay. How's that looking? Have I captured everything? I'm looking at it, looking at it, looking at it. I've definitely got to put in like the chainmail look, like the chainmail pattern. But I don't know if we're getting it right. Hold on. Pencils. What's missing? Well, it's the eyes. And something with the. I want to make sure I'm not getting him. I don't want him to read as a dog. I want him to be more ratty. There we go. He has this collar. He's elbowing him out of the way. Perseus is kind of doing the Eddie Haskell. Sort of the practiced insincerity when dealing with adults that Eddie Haskell would have on Leave It to Beaver. Why, certainly, Mrs. Cleaver. The problem is, I think I'm screwing up here. I think I'm getting. I definitely got Balin's torso too long. That's it right there. And that's just the fold of the cloth. So there is a belt type area. He should still have a little bit of the potion on his head too. Want to make his rat ears a little bit more ratty. Okay. I can even do like a pointing finger. Something like that. Just to go back to I think in a more superhero-y comic, we wouldn't go for this kind of, two-shot. This is a very boring two-shot, but for like a kid's comic, or what we're trying, it's not really a kid's comic, but we're trying to make it look like that aesthetic. It kind of works. All right, now how do we do this fist? Well, maybe that's... There we go. Okay. To redraw this. Oof. Make sure their costumes are right. Okay. Yeah, we're going to phone that one in. Okay, I'm on the bubbles layer. That'll be just fine. With this one. Micro nib for a second. Let's clean up anything that looks a little bit off. I think these ears are a bit off. We're definitely off here. So by adding in these textures, we give it, even though we're in cartoon land, we're creating a more realistic and believable experience. You know, I want to do this with the anchor. Perseus isn't wearing his sword yet. He's still a neophyte. We just think of them as kids until the adventure, somehow begins. And then I'm thinking about. So Alcabetz has appeared here, but he's off. He's off panel, so he's mysterious. And this is I think this is page 5. So it's a right-hand facing page, and then we'll do the page flip, and it'll be like the big reveal on the other side. All right, please like, follow, and subscribe, and there will be more Book of Ruin every day until it gets done. I've still got to do tones, so there's probably at least one more video in this page, but maybe not. Maybe I'll just finish it and go on to the next page. I don't have it drawn yet. But as you can see, this is where it would be. Oops. But we will start from there. All right. Talk to you later.